Who has ever heard of this? You know, over 1 million people will try to penetrate the borders of Israel on the 30th of March because they want to liberate the holy city, Jerusalem, the city of David. Now here's the article that came up this morning on the Jerusalem Post. Processions planned on Israel's borders to mark 36th anniversary of Land Day. Iran pressuring its Jews to take part. Now, take note of that. Like there are 25,000 Jews in Iran. Israel is prepared to handle this week's global march to Jerusalem. Officials said on Sunday as organizers plan a multi-pronged rush on the country's borders to mark the 36th anniversary of Land Day on Friday. Organizers of the event, known as GMJ, Global March Jerusalem, say they are planning peaceful marches on the Israel border in Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, and Egypt at checkpoints in the West Bank and at entrances to the Gaza Strip. Our aim is to end the Zionist policies of apartheid, ethnic cleansing, and Judaization, which all harm the people, land, and sanctity of Jerusalem, they wrote on the event's official homepage. The GMJ is comprised of a diverse coalition of Palestinians, Arab, and international activists who are united in the struggle to liberate the holy city of Jerusalem, the city of peace, from illegal Zionist occupations. Organizers said processions would also be organized in Arab and Muslim capitals worldwide and in front of Israeli embassies in a number of unspecified countries. Friday marks 36 years since the first Land Day when tens of thousands of Israeli, Arabs, and Palestinians marching in solidarity in the West Bank, the Gaza Strip, and Lebanon rallied against government plans to take control of hundreds of hectares of land in the Galilee and the Negev. 6 Israeli Arabs were killed and around 100 were wounded in the protests. On Sunday, officials said security forces had been given a refreshing training on non-lethal crowd dispersal techniques. They said border police have been put on alert in Israel and the West Bank, and additional officers deployed to the northern borders to reinforce IDF units. We've been through this before, a security source said of Friday's planned marches. Last May, 13 people were killed while trying to breach the Syrian and Lebanese borders with Israel on Nakba Day, the annual date when Palestinians mourn the Jewish state's creation in 1948. The following month, 12 people were injured on the Syrian frontier on Nakba Day, marking Arab defeat and territorial losses in the 1967 Six-Day War. Another official said all necessary precautions were being taken and that Jordan and Egypt had interest in keeping their borders quiet. The situation in Lebanon is less clear. One Israeli official said marchers would likely proceed as far as Beaufort, a Crusader castle several kilometers north of the border, while another warned that Iranian involvement in Lebanon's south means no scenario could be ruled out. Now take note of that. So earlier this week, the Israel-based Intelligence and Terrorism Information Center reported that Iran is the primary force behind the initiative, both directly and through proxies such as Hezbollah. In February, Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei described the global march as an expression of Iran's policy to strengthen resistance operations against Israel. This month, the GMJ website claimed a Jewish Iranian umbrella group had thrown its support behind the marches. We, the Iranian Jewry, alongside the strata of Iranian people, under the guidance of the leadership, announced that we shall fight against imperialism and Zionism until all the lawful rights of the valiant nation of Palestine are met. The Society of Iranian Jews was quoted as saying, "We, the Iranian Jewry, would also like to show the disassociation of the anti-humanitarian works committed by the occupying Israel regime and their usurping army with the commandments of divine law of Prophet Moses. We would like to show our support with all those who desire the lawful rights of the valiant nation of Palestine," the group said. Now this is incredible. You know, they're going to put some Jews amongst these exciters so that, so that the army of Israel would hesitate in shooting, should that, have to happen. I will paste the link to this entire news report from Jerusalem Post below this video. I am just absolutely nerved by this situation, because I've had a word from the Lord. And I don't know if it relates to this or not, but I would think and I would assume that it must be. And the word was very simple. It was given to me on the 14th of March. And he said, "To me, Jerusalem will tip the scales and its loss will be great." So I expect a lot of problems on that particular day. Not only on the borders of Israel, but this procession, as they call it, this protest will also be exhibited in front of Israeli embassies throughout the globe. It is an international protest. It's a global march on the holy city of Jerusalem. The only city in that section of the world where, Christians can worship in it. The Jews can, also have their section, and so does the Muslim. But they want to call it an apartheid city, which is just incredible. If somebody would try to walk that way onto New York or Montreal or Paris, I am absolutely astonished at the patience that Israel has towards these Hezbollah groups. I am absolutely amazed. Anyways, I hope that you keep your eyes on the holy city of Jerusalem, because when the Lord comes back, the Lord of glory, he will not come back to New York. His feet will not land, in London. It will be in Jerusalem on Mount Olives. And right now, many nations are coming up against this holy land of God given to the Israelites from the beginning of time. Anyways, on this, I will say thank you for listening. Amen.